digital transactions have come roaring back in the last 2 weeks as India unlocks its economy. That's the message coming in from Indian merchant platform company PineLabs. And speaking exclusively to ET Now, the CEO Amrish Rau says that COVID has hurt traders, but now small traders are going into digital to offset the COVID impact.
First of all, what I would like to mention out here is India is a country of small traders. And we believe that we actually help the Indian economy by enabling the small traders to accept digital payment transactions. We did somewhere close to about 2.1 lakh crores of digital payment transactions last year. And we felt that we were ready for one of the blockbuster years getting into 2020 and 2021. Unfortunately, due to the COVID scenario, the month of April was a very difficult month for the trader community, and we saw transactions dip by almost 80%. Now, I'm sure you will ask the question, it says, who are doing the 20% of the transactions? But we are servicing everybody, including essential traders, and we were still getting to see 20% of the transactions. But the month of May has been very unique as Indian economy has started to open up, as consumers have started to hit the field. Transactions have come roaring back in the last 2 weeks' time. In fact, we would say that the transaction volumes are now only 25% away from where it used to be in January and February. And things have also changed in the last 3-4 days. Within that, we have seen different patterns across cities and across small tiered cities in India.
Yeah, very interesting. Amrish, I'm keen to ask you about this smaller town phenomena, because not only it is so unfortunate the way a lot of migrants from metros are going back, and COVID was essentially a metro-centric event and pandemic, but tier 2, tier 3 towns are also being spoken about as growth areas now to the strategists we speak to, also because of the slew of measures which the government is taking and the money is being thrown the rural side as well. Talk to us about activity in smaller towns of India and even the rural belt. What are your observations?
Getting consumer consumption back again is something which is of high importance to us. And what we have seen out there is that right now the small businesses have been impacted by two very big factors. One is the factor that in the offline businesses, consumers are feeling uncomfortable to go ahead and do a transaction. So that's point number one. Point number two is with what has happened around the NBFC sector, this has greatly affected the flow of credit to small merchants. So I can tell you today that virtually all the NBFCs have decided to pull back for new consumer acquisition at a small business. What that has done is spends have getting reduced slightly. However, what has worked for us on the digital payment side is consumer has clearly started to move towards digital payments over cash. So while we have two factors which could impact transactions and can suppress transactions, we have another one wherein digital payments have been accelerated because people want to use their card to make transactions happen. Second thing what has happened out here is the offline businesses have now started to realize that if they don't adopt to online strategies, they are going to struggle. So we are getting to see a lot of small businesses start to put their inventory on the net and start selling on the net. That digitization of a small merchant and getting them online is a very important endeavor of ours.
So, Amrish, which are these towns? Can you share some insight which is seeing heightened activity?
Yeah, so we looked at Ludhiana, Chandigarh, Dehradun, the classic what you would call as a tier 2 or tier 3 cities. And in that, what we are getting to see, for example, is consumer durables has come rolling back, where consumer durables are actually 10% higher